Speaker, no one in Canada has traveled Canada as much as the leader of the Conservative Party has to tell Canadians that Canada is broken. Mr. Speaker, I challenge the leader in terms of even his comments today. Think in terms of the deficit. If you think of it in the terms of Canada has the lowest to GDP net deficit than any other of the G7 countries. The G7 includes countries like the USA, the United Kingdom, Germany, and others. We are the lowest. Would he then argue that all those other countries are broken too?
Leader of the Official Opposition.
Well, first of all, Mr. Speaker, the Liberals' argument is that they're just not as bankrupt as the other countries is not actually true, even if it were a good argument. To start with, Canada's debt is much higher than most G7 countries when you include all debt levels, both public and private. Because the Liberals have indebted our households, because they have indebted our households with high taxes and high inflation, then you know, I'll give a little lesson to the members across the way. We have one economy that has to pay the interest of all the debt in the country. The Government of Canada does not have a monopoly on the entire GDP. That GDP has to fund interest and debt servicing for households, businesses, and governments. And because this Liberal government has indebted our businesses and households to a level that we are now one of the most indebted nations in the world on a per GDP basis, we've run very real risks that higher interest rates will absolutely cripple our economy. We need a paycheck economy, not a debt economy.
Yeah. Questions or comments? Questions et commentaires. Le député de Drummond.
The honourable member for Drummond. The Liberals are boasting about their record. Mr. Speaker, as I was saying earlier, they boast about lowering interest rates and reducing the fiscal burden on middle-class families. But in fact, people actually have more and more debt and are finding it harder and harder to pay the bills. The Conservatives are saying that we need to make major cuts in the public service. I'd like to hear from the Leader of the Opposition. What will he concretely do to help Canadian and Quebec families? The Honourable Leader of the Opposition. We will cut red tape. We will cut consultants. We will cut foreign aid. We will cut the funds that are currently being given to false refugees and much more. We will reduce the size of the state to reduce the costs of living, taxes. We know that this government is causing inflation by printing money. My colleague mentioned interest rates. The governor of the Bank of Canada said not that the inflation rate is low, but that the unemployment rate is high. And that is why he needed to reduce interest rates. We have the weakest economy in the G7. Despite these Liberals' promises, we need to turn that around with a new Conservative government.
Comments, questions et commentaires. The honourable member from Vaughan Woodbridge.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I'd like to thank the Leader of the Opposition for his speech. Mr. Speaker, there seems to be a theme emerging here. We have capital flight at an alarming rate in this country. We have a productivity crisis. And from the Liberals on the other side of the aisle, all we hear is it's not our fault. So I'm wondering if the Leader of the Opposition could highlight all the negative consequences of Liberal policy and, you know, what exactly the one simple thing they could do to fix it.
The Honourable Leader of the Official Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, that seems to be the current Liberal Prime Minister's approach, just like the prior Liberal Prime Minister. They can't do anything about the fact that we've lost $500 billion of investment. They can't do anything about the fact that we're the fastest shrinking economy in the G7 with the second highest unemployment. They can't do anything about the fact that we have the lowest investment per worker of any country. Well, if they can't do anything, maybe it's time for them to get out of the way, because we can over here. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll cut taxes on work, investment, energy, and home building. Mr. Speaker, we will eliminate the production cap, the ban on offshore shipping of oil, the industrial carbon tax. We will rapidly approve projects, have the fastest building permits anywhere in the world. We will open Canada up for business and make this the richest nation on earth.